Hello everybody and welcome to Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, probably one of the most random, out of nowhere crossovers in gaming history because nobody saw.
I think I mentioned in the past, but I did wonder if Warner Bros. Wanted to have again their own version of a Marvel vs. Capcom formula.
And yes, this is the final the final game made by Midway.
Now this feels like a much more proper send-off than
Actually, the first game also went Ed Boon and would become his team actually developed for the PS3 and Xbox 360, I think.
And yeah, it's also the first game of the series to use the Unreal Engine.
I forget, was Armageddon on PS3 and 360?
No.
I got myself a copy.
The best version of Armageddon Dej was on the Wii, the one that we did.
Ironic.
Not necessarily. The Wii
Jesus
was a
Christ,
pretty...
What's wrong with you?
Remember this, the Wii is more powerful than the PS2.
Okay, so let's check out the options. There you go. This menu is kind of interesting. We have Scorpion and Batman here in the middle of Gotham.
Yeah, starting with this, the menus will become more dynamic, showcasing different parts of what scene that's going on. Again, of all things, this is the game that actually sets up a lot of staples that will become regular for the franchise from this point onward.
So I'll admit, I'm one of the weirdos who full-on likes this game. Do I acknowledge its weaknesses?
Oh, the game is good.
Yes, but I honestly find it overall good. Well,
oh no, the game is fine, to be honest with you. I mean, it's basically a precursor to 9, and that's fine.
So,
Injustice.
So there's actually two
Pedro,
campaigns: Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat. I mean, this is the Mortal Kombat marathon after all.
This is also.
We're gonna.
Are you covering both stories?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So we'll still do the DC.
Well, the game is short enough as it is, Dej. We did it. We can.
Punchy, what the fuck are you doing?
This playthrough is only 9 parts, Dej.
By the looks of it.
So yeah, Mortal Kombat DC Universe is actually an alternate sequel to Mortal Kombat 3 of sorts.
And it also premieres a lot of standard new voice actors for the series, like in this case, Richard Epcar for Raiden.
AKA Xemnas.
Actually, that's Anthem Seeker of Darkness, Pedro.
Oh, is it?
Xemnas is played by another guy, which is also the narrator for Soul Calibur.
No, I know. Actually, Anthem Seeker of Darkness, he was voiced by Billy Zane.
In the first game.
In the first game.
Appearances, Richard Epcar.
Well, yeah, but I think Richard Epcar also voices Xemnas, though, too.
No, that's another guy. I'll check it. Give me a second.
Well, we couldn't have them voiced by the same person, Pedro, because they're technically different people. Despite how many people
we're not starting this. Let's all St. Peter.
So, well, I guess Raiden actually finally decided to get a move on and finally banish Shao-Khan forever away.
But where did he banish him?
That's not our problem.
And it will in no way come back to bite us, I'm sure. Boop.
Bye.
I think it's like Peter something, isn't it?
All St. Peter.
Yeah, that's it. Paul St. Peter.
Okay, so here's how story modes will go from now on. Essentially, you'll have chapters where you'll go through a set of characters. Basically, one character per chapter will get a set of fights here and there.
Yeah, spliced in between cutscenes. And the cutscenes are fully mocapped, fully voiced. Basically, think you're literally watching a cinematic campaign mode with the fights.
No subtitles, damn it!
Yeah, there's no subtitles.
Kitana in this game is voiced by Answer G. Willie.
Unfortunately, subtitles will not be a thing in these games until 10. So
this is actually her only role. Huh.
Our forces have disappeared.
I wonder if she was on internet midway.
So I guess Kitana sneak attacking him was foreplay at this point?
Basically.
Of course.
So it turns out there's people disappearing all over, and so I wonder what could be happening.
Basically, also one of the justification why the roster, is relatively small. We're actually missing a lot of staples actually from the series.
So basically, from what I'm getting, people are being kidnapped and they need to find out.
Yes, basically. So first chapter is Liu Kang's chapter.
I'll give them credit. I feel like they at least got the best hits regarding the character roster.
Oh no, in terms of the character, the character roster they have is fine. I don't have a problem with it personally. I think they picked pretty much a really good selection, to be honest with you.
Liu Kang in this game is actually voiced by Tom Choi, who also voiced the character in MK9 and X on 11, because 11 replaced a lot of the cast for some reason.
Kitana.
And apparently they have MK medallions that serve...
Don't give callbacks to Defenders of the Realm, I really don't want that.
I mean, look, Ed Boon is not a coward.
Cut to Nightwolf on his computer.
That guy. Whoa.
Sub-Zero, what the fuck?
Yeah, Sub-Zero is still not voiced by Steve Blum, surprisingly.
Are you
That means
calling him Blum?
Okay, so yeah, Mortal Kombat versus DC is actually still not still a 3D fighter. Actually, this is the only one of these super moves master. Ha ha ha. Man, that's a very easy trophy to get apparently. But
Does it have stance changes or is that out?
no, the stance changes are out. However, the game is still a 3D fighter. We will only go back to 2D in 9. Right now we're still doing the 3D stuff. However, the 3D stuff is very minimal. This pretty much is what you will see. You think of this as an alpha of Mortal Kombat 9, because that's basically what it is. They literally took the structure and formula of this game, probably its entire engine in general, to make 9, basically.
Sub-Zero in this game instead is voiced by Jim Miller, who also voiced the character in MK9, but from X onward it will be Steve Blum as Deadpool. But Jim Miller is still getting some work to this day. He doesn't have much under his belt, but he's doing stuff.
You also start seeing something really good about these new Mortal Kombat games. They really make good use of the Unreal Engine, because look at that jump in graphical quality compared to Armageddon. Seriously.
Yeah, again, honestly, if this were to be the end of Mortal Kombat, this would have been at least a much better send-off than Armageddon.
Also, the sorry.
No, actually, go on.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Well,
I'm just checking my moves.
You've got stuff like move lists here and there, of course, for your typical bouts here and there.
The bicycle, Liu Kang's bicycle kick works differently in these modern games, so I have to check.
Right, I think I remember. Yeah, I think this is the one that premiered the Unreal Engine 3, but apparently they still used even with MK11. Again, for a long time I thought they did jump ship on the Unreal 4, but no, it was still
cutscene. I'll answer you after.
Sure. Right, also remember something else, but I'll mention later.
Exterminate your enemies.
I like how they kept his look from Armageddon with the icy hands. I actually like this look for him.
Now I have found their assassin.
I didn't kill any Lin Kuei.
I heard your communication. You and your special forces dogs were about
We're
to...
investigating the disappearance of our comrades as well. It seems we have a common enemy, Sub-Zero. The question is, are you willing to work together to uncover the truth?
How do I know I can trust you?
Because I'm about to save your life.
What?
Hey, Scorpion.
That's how you know
Buy me
you
a
can
drink
trust
first.
me.
Whoa, of course. And here premieres Scorpion's new voice actor, Patrick Seitz.
Yay.
To him.
Sub-Zero to escape.
Not too much, because again, he was also recasted for MK11, and I don't understand why.
It's because, okay, so
It was even an occasion where the Patrick Seitz was not even contacted. It was a case where, they just decided on their own without even saying anything.
It's because they wanted to have everybody be voiced by their own ethnicity, please, except for Steve Blum, voice still voicing Sub-Zero.
That's the thing, that Tom Choi is actually
Hold on,
Asian.
And there you go. One introduction thing that MK vs. D has is QTEs, kind of like sometimes when you have some moments where you go through a specific area of the stage, you'll have these moments where you have to do some QTEs, and the one who does it best gets some good damage on his opponent. Go on.
Mm-hmm. This would eventually just get converted to a bout of get a heavy attack on your opponent close enough to the edge of a stage so that then they can get basically screen damage transition, where they get damaged and transition to another bout of the stage here and there.
Yeah,
Also,
let me
again,
answer too.
Sorry, go on.
That's well, actually, go on.
First of all, that again, Tom Choi is actually based on ethnicity, and he was replaced also for MK11. I understand why.
Yeah.
But
I didn't say it was a good justification, considering it led to a whole bunch of
but
BS.
I'll mention whatever after the cutscene. Actually. You okay, Anzo? Guess not. And he's gone. And someone else is in his place. Barry, what the fuck have you done this time?
Barry, what are you doing here?
Damn it, Barry.
Shang Tsung.
And Liu Kang's
Yes,
tired of this shit.
totally Shang Tsung.
Liu Kang versus the Flash.
But hang on. But hang on a minute. You said in 11 they didn't even bother to tell Patrick Sides he wasn't he wasn't going to be in the new role. I thought what if you said earlier Ed Boon wasn't a coward?
I don't think it's so much. It has nothing to do with cowardice.
The decision will be executives for all we know.
It has nothing to do with cowardice. It's just, he just wasn't for some other reason. But
very quickly, the Rash in this game is actually voiced by Taliesin Jeff, which actually is a good voice actor. Again, if you watch Critical Role, you know what he's capable of. But the thing that I wanted to mention before when I remember is that this also premieres the fact that the cutscene will stay consistently in 30 FPS unless you're playing some of the PC version of some of the games, while the fights will consistently stay inside at 60.
yes, this is gonna be the modus operandi for all games, including 11. From now on. So, Luis, what do you think of what do you think of this new structure where we have cutscenes where every time there's fights that's what? Yes. What do you think of this new structure for the?
No, don't worry. I didn't manage to catch what you said just because the audio caught on you. I mean, it's all right. I mean, as long as it doesn't. I mean, it's a lot better than having to load in new cutscenes, which takes forever. I mean, as long as the cutscenes are good and they don't interrupt the flow of the game too much.
No, they
should be
don't.
fine.
Basically, what we're doing.
I love the Injustice games, Drew.
Yeah.
Because not only do the cutscenes flow in, but stuff you do during the cutscenes, yes, that's right, some of the cutscenes are playable.
Yeah, 10 did that too.
Affect how matches go as well.
The first Injustice and MKX introduced some variants of QTs in order to spice things up, but Injustice 2 and MK11 did drop that.
Well, MK11 does have
some negative feedback on that.
Well, MK11 does have another something in its place though. It has that thing where you can
branching thing where you can choose the combatant, I think.
So there is that at least.
Flash, wake up! You're not Yamcha.
Hold on. If it's Barry, maybe he's supposed to be dead.
He would have reverted back to his normal state.
I blame Professor Zoom on this.
Dead, quote unquote.
It was me, Barry.
Okay, wait. I thought, do they call him Professor Zoom? I thought his name was just Reverse Flash.
Okay.
I'll mention this another time because also this is important.
Wait, the Flash is dead?
No.
He's just knocked out.
But Liu Kang being noble and everything is just taking to heal him.
He's not Superman. How did he manage to beat him?
Well, Liu Kang is not exactly any random schmo.
Where is everybody?
They need to justify a burnt temple. Oh, there's Shang Tsung.
Neither will you.
Quite an interesting redesign, I'll admit.
Well, it's basically based on kind of based on his design from 2 and 3, basically.
But he was younger, thanks to Shao-Khan.
Yeah.
Let me see. He's voiced.
Remember this. Remember this is an alternate sequel to Mortal Kombat 3. So.
Shang Tsung in this game is voiced by James Kaizon, also of Asian ethnicity. I don't remember if he voiced the character also for MK9 and X. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I remember what I was about to say about NetherRealm still using the Unreal Engine 3 for their games. Well, there's one thing I've remember. This was also Ed Boon, the guy who decided to stick to his guns and still released Armageddon on PS2, Xbox, and Wii. So if Ed Boon is one of those guys that just sticks with what works right. Well, it's still working for me, so I see don't need
I
to
find it
change.
interesting because I remember hearing reports of it, especially compared to Unreal 4. Unreal 3 was also very hard to work on. So when everyone literally jumped ship on Unreal 4 because it literally was easier to work with, but apparently Ed was like, don't really care.
It still works for us, so there's no need to bother.
But no, apparently James Kyson basically has kind of like only this for his video game role.
Let's see. So there you go. That's the basic structure from this point on. Fight, cutscene. Fight, cutscene. There you go.
Sometimes the fights are instigated for some stupid reasons, but that's just how things go.
Well, like you stepped on my toe, prepared.
Let's just say, Wibbs, in Mortal Kombat 9, people get pissy for very little.
Wow, we go from blood feuds to pissy.
Okay. Although to be fair,
that's kind of a downgrade, actually.
Okay. To be fair, in this game, there's actually a plot reason why the characters are constantly pissy. They were gonna explain later.
Because of the rage.
Yes, we're gonna explain that later.
We haven't gotten there yet, Dej.
The energy that courses through
I love how in this game Liu Kang is basically a Jedi and he can feel the life force of each of these guys.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm more amused by the fact that he has a risk communicator.
Okay. Here's my theory. Maybe Ed Boon was getting tired of people sending in complaints that they turned Liu Kang into a joke character. So he gave him random powers like this to try and make up for it.
Bad idea.
Yeah, basically by trying to take away all the evil energies out of Flash, all the evil energies went to him. So what are those evil energies? We'll talk about that. Chapter 2.
To the Special Forces headquarters.
Sonya Blade.
Sonya Blade.
Let me see who she's voiced here.
Katana, this is Sonya Blade. Please respond.
She's also voiced by S.G. Wheatley.
Wow, we really are going Defense Forces on this. Defenders of the Realm.
Can you portal to him?
Unfortunately, no. There is a crisis here in Outworld that demands my full attention. I do not have time to explain.
Understood. I'll have to go there myself.
I will join you when I can.
Sonya out. If the portal was working properly,
So your name was Sonya Blade, not Sonya Out.
Semantics.
Can't risk emerging in the wrong place.
Oh, hi, Catwoman.
Oh, hey, Catwoman.
Woman in one of their most horrible costumes, if I had to say.
Seriously, what the hell is that?
Are you there, Dad?
Yeah.
Okay, almost there.
And I really need to be getting back to Gotham City. So if you could just maybe...
Someone sounds like they're doing an Eartha Kitt impression with Catwoman.
Catwoman in this game is actually voiced by Patty Matson. I'll check later if she's reprised the role later on.
Yeah, basically, the idea is that... hold on, actually, I'll let Theo count the GM first.
Because we're almost in. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Starting with this game, all the Mortal Kombat games will have cutscenes being pre-rendered movies, which allows them to cover up the loading times and allows for complete seamless integration between cutscenes and gameplay, because the cutscenes are still made using the in-game graphics. As a result, we can just go straight from the cutscene to the fight without any load times in between, as long as as long as you don't skip the cutscenes. If you skip the cutscenes, then you'll have to wait for a load time, obviously.
Like I said, well, some of the PC versions do have also the cutscenes in 60s, but Mortal Kombat has a reputation, especially in recent years, of not having good PC ports, so it's more of a, jumbled mess when it comes to that.
And yet the Switch ports are apparently second to none.
That's because it happened later, Dweebs. The PC port of MKX was legendary for how it was broken for a long time, but so the Switch version of MK11 came afterward.
Yeah, that one was made by a separate developer and everything.
Also, there you go. Patty Matson, she's still getting work for these days. She apparently voiced in someone in World of Warcraft, Captain Underpants, I think it's a series.
Oh wait, who's she voicing Captain Underpants?
Miss Entropy.
Oh, okay.
I think he means the TV show, Deji.
Yeah, the Netflix one.
Well, I read the book, so...
Sonya wins.
Well
No, it's not Sonya, it's Sonya.
Yeah, she's mostly associated with World of
Security will
Warcraft.
take care of you.
Yeah. Sonya wins right next to Raiden and Kitana.
Meanwhile,
Everyone's gone.
Or anyone for that matter. I've got a bad feeling about this. Sonya here.
If only Johnny Cage was in this game.
Is Jax in this game?
Yes, I think. Yes, he is.
this was still Reminisce is an alternate sequel to MK3, so Johnny was still dead.
Kang. Follow my signal and rendezvous with me as soon as.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
There's
Baraka.
Baraka.
Just get here as soon as you can.
Voiced by
Sonya
Dan
out.
Washington.
That won't save you this time. Round 1. Fight.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, apparently Dan Washington has only literally 2 roles in his career. This one and a small role in Will Hunting. Good to know.
What, Goodwill Hunting?
No, the movie literally called Will Hunting.
Oh, was that the prequel?
I don't know. It was done in 1997.
Same year.
There you go. Yeah, basically, probably when it comes to this game, kind of harkens more into the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 4, actually, because much like Mortal Kombat 4, it's basically classic Mortal Kombat gameplay, just in a 3D plane, really.
So
Also-
step up from 5, 6, and 7, I guess, in your book.
Well, I still think the gameplay of, especially Deception, was really good for what it was. I mean, yeah, it's not the best, but I think it's a fine enough take, to be honest with you. I mean, the problem with Deception wasn't really the gameplay. It was more.
The story.
Yeah, but the problem was the story.
So apparently there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 credited people for the music composition. Chris Velasco, Tilman Silescu, Markus Schmidt, Alex Pfeffer, Pierre Langer, Todd Aberman, and Sasha Dikchan. Weird.
I don't know what Baraka's doing in Earthrealm, but it's suspicious. If the new invasion is coming, Raiden must be informed.
More like an incursion. Oh wait, that's for the Marvel side.
Baraka, wasn't he the one?
Basically, in Marvel Comics terminology, when 2 different dimensions collide, it's called incursion.
Wasn't he the one in MK4 that was like, how do we rule a realm with no one in it?
Baraka's intelligence changes between games.
Oh, hi, Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
No.
this was the time where
With a lightning bolt on his
this was the time before Marvel threw a DC feat, so Billy was allowed to be called Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, I wish they still called him that.
Yeah, me too.
here.
Confused.
Something is possessing Billy, though.
The rage. The rage.
There you go.
Why are DC characters so easily thrown to be taken over by evil?
It's kind of a Tuesday for them. They keep getting subjected by mind control. No one should tell him about Final Crisis.
I'm surprised the DC citizens don't act like Marvel ones when they don't trust the heroes, because honestly, in this case, they'd be a lot more justified.
Alright, Captain Marvel in this
Well-
game is actually... Sorry, go on, Pedro.
Well, there was that bit in Jail After God where they were saying that Superman lost the whole town, even though the town was right there, and not really. There's plenty of people still there. Like, that's not really the whole town. But go on, too.
Captain Marvel in this game is actually voiced by Kevin Delaney, which is mostly a video game voice actor. Well, he hasn't done much since 2015. Although apparently one of his very last things that he did is actually one being, well, you guessed it, additional voice roles in Lightning Returns.
In fact, Webs, yeah, in Jail After God, the DC citizens are kind of acting like Marvel citizens, actually. So even Linkar pointed that out. So.
Batman guy is a menace to society.
Well, that's the thing, though. I'd argue they're more justified considering these guys keep getting taken over by evil every week.
That's also that's the thing.
The DC universe is more willing to recognize the fact that it's not in their control in that regard, which is why it was so out of character for the DC citizens to be acting that way.
Also got off the cape clips all the time.
Oh, hey Green Lantern. Hey Green Lantern.
Oh god, that voice is so unfitting.
It is very weird.
Hal is voiced by Josh Phillips. Check later.
And now
stereotypical.
And now Sonya has also been possessed by the rage.
Like, I don't know, Green Lantern's voice sounds like the stereotypical superhero. What people think they sound like?
It's weird because Hal doesn't really have that much of a consistent voice actor across the media, so there's not really one voice that can say, "Oh, this is one better than the others," because they keep changing it. I'll never really had.
Don't worry, Tio. Once they get Tom Cruise to play Green Lantern, they'll start trying to get Tom Cruise.
Anyway. I swear, Hal Jordan is like one of those characters that DC tries to make happen because they insist he's the iconic one, when in reality, it would be so much easier if they just stuck with Kyle Rayner or John Stewart as the
what's the female one?
Jade.
She has.
What about
She
Jade?
has brown hair.
Oh, I actually don't know over here.
Kylie, is it?
No, Kyle Rayner is the man.
Female.
Regardless. Well, okay. Honestly, though, when it comes to
Jessica Cruz, that's her. Jessica Cruz.
All right, have you got it out of your system, Sonya? Guess not.
Thanks for the save.
Seriously, that is way too low a voice for Hal.
Josh Phillips doesn't even add that much of a career. He's mostly a TV actor. Weird.
Hey, that snapped her out of it.
GG.
But seriously, though.
Chapter 3.
You're not big on Hal Jordan.
Oh, no. It's not that I'm not big
there you
on
go.
Hal Jordan.
Apparently the rage makes you see others as your enemy. Specifically, she's seeing Kano. There you go.
Jaxie is also voiced by SG Willie. Sorry, not SG Willie. Sorry, Dan Washington. My bad.
I'll admit, this is actually one of my favorite designs for Jax.
I like it, especially because he actually put. It's unique because he actually puts a shirt on.
Not only that, but he pretty much just adds extra armor to go with the cool arms. You know, like anyone who's tactical would think.
Yeah,
but anyway,
special forces.
But anyway, seriously though, I swear, DC keep trying to make Hal Jordan happen in the sense that, like, well, I mean, I get it. He was technically the iconic one, but it comes to a point where they do it at a detriment to the other characters. Like, let's be honest, a lot more people at some point recognized John Stewart than Hal Jordan. Heck, people probably even recognize Kyle Rayner more than Hal Jordan.
I know that Superman the animated.
I know however, but Hal is the more
and also
iconic, quote
Unlimited
unquote.
To an extent as well, Dej.
Wait, okay. Unlimited?
Yes. He shows up for that episode with the android. You know, the android that's back to pretty much wreck Luthor's shit after Luthor pretty much tricked him. That said, okay, Hal Jordan did technically show up in Unlimited as well.
But it was posted as a joke.
Well, not only that, it was because of a time anomaly. That said, his jet showed up in Superman the Animated Series. That was cute, but okay, look. I do get it that DC feel like they owe Hal Jordan big time for that whole stupid parallax nonsense, but seriously though, I feel like at this point, Green Lantern is probably best personified by multiple characters instead of just Hal Jordan himself. Like, Hal... I don't even hate Hal, but I honestly find him to be one of the lesser interesting of the Green Lanterns, as in, okay, he's either just your typical...
He's better than Guy Gardner.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not a hard feat.
Hey, Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden is like, just shut up. Just stop for the moment, please.
I don't know what happened. She just attacked me.
Is that Kevin Michael Richardson playing Jax?
No, it's Dan Washington, the same voice actor of Baraka.
It's all right. You seem to have snapped out of it.
Water under the bridge.
It's all right. I know you tried to kill me, but
What happened to you?
Well, she was possessed, to be fair.
Fortunately, Raiden rescued me.
He was being held aboard that vessel.
I came here to find you, Raiden.
It's a light dot, Raiden. It's not a vessel.
Weird though, that doesn't match up with what we saw earlier in Liu Kang's story. What's going on, I wonder?
This is a grave new challenge. Our world is merging with another. I can feel it.
But Shao-Khan was destroyed. We stopped him from
That is
true. About that.
Still live, and these new warriors may be his reinforcements.
Then let's do something about it. Sonya, let's get back to the base. We can mount a counterattack from there.
Alright. So, in the next part, we'll try to see if we can figure out what the fuck is going on. So, see you then.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.